Yo, what's up guys, it's PaddaKillz here. We have insane trades, guys. Now, I'm mind-blown. We have Blockbuster trades to talk about here. So, before we do start, check out my NHL 18 videos. I was supposed to drop another NHL 18 video, but I'm like, I gotta upload this trade because it's involving my favorite team, the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, let's go for 20 likes. Subscribe if you guys are new. So, the trade first starts off with the Chicago Blackhawks trading superstar Artemi Panarin and Tyler Mott and a 6th round pick in this year's draft in exchange for Brandon Saad. Yeah, he's back in Chicago. Forsberg, a young goaltender, and the 5th round pick in next year's draft. So a pretty big trade. It surprised a lot of people. I was not expecting Panarin to be traded. Panarin also recently made the 2nd NHL All-Team. He's probably one of the best left wingers in the game right now. I'm surprised by this trade, and I'm kind of pissed, but when I first heard this trade, I was very pissed. I have a Stan Bowman, but I went through investigation now, and I thought to myself, this is actually a pretty good, smart trade by Bowman. Now, Artemi Panarin lit it up. Last year, he lit it up with Patrick Kane. Two of them have basically led the NHL as the two duos in the past 2 seasons. 70 points this year for Panarin. Last year, he won Calder of the Year. And Panarin just has a great shot, but in the playoffs, man, he just couldn't get it done. And I feel like that was a big decision for Panarin's trade, is because in the playoffs, he just couldn't get it done. This has been back-to-back years in the playoffs that he hasn't got a point in. Bowman said that there's going to be changes, and he said that, and this is a huge trade. Tyler Mott, on the other hand, is a very good young player who is going to become an NHL third-liner, solid third-liner in the NHL for Columbus. But Panarin's a great player, and I'm really, nervous to see how this is going to affect Patrick Kane, because, Panarin, Saad is going to help out Taves and everyone, but Patrick Kane is our superstar player, man. He's no doubt the best player, a top 3 player in the world, arguably the 2nd best player in the world. He is the best right winger in the game, and he's basically lighting it up every single year. And having Artemi Panarin is definitely good. I mean, the two have had chemistry together. They're playing great, and I hope this doesn't affect Kane at all. I feel like this is gonna affect Patrick Kane. Like, deep inside Patrick Kane, he's going to be affected because Panarin and him, they're really good teammates. And also, this is probably going to affect Anisimov as well. That line was a very good line. And the main reason why this trade happened, I don't think it was Panarin's doing bad in the playoffs. I felt this is big trade because of Marian Hossa. Now, we all know Marian Hossa is not going to be able to play next year because of his medical problems. He has a skin disorder. Every time he takes medication, it just gets worse. So he's basically retiring. I feel like he's going to retire. We put him on IR, injury reserve, which means we got the $5 million out of cap, but Hossa is a big part of the team, man. He's a power forward. He can power. He's a good puck protector. He can get into the dirty zones. And Panarin really is just a shooter. Panarin can deke, but Bowman looked at this and saying, we're not going to have Hossa, so we got to get something back. And to get something back, you're going to have to give up something. And that is Artemi Panarin for Brandon Saad. Now, Saad, he's not been doing that well in Columbus. Brandon Saad was the beast in 2013 and 2015, winning us the Cups. And I just hope Panarin does really well in Columbus. Like, I want Panarin to do well. He's one of my favorite players in the game. I just hope he does well in Columbus. But Brandon Saad is that player that can power in, and he can also help Jonathan Taves. Like, Jonathan Taves and him had really good chemistry. Taves and him were actually doing it good, and Taves has not been doing the best in the previous years, but Taves had a good year this year. And bringing in Brandon Saad is obviously going to help the team out a lot. Now, that is very good for the team. Brandon Saad is definitely going to help up the team. But my main question right now is, what about Panarin? And Panarin, a lot of people believe Panarin only gets these points because of Patrick Kane, and people say, oh, if he wasn't on Kane's line, he wouldn't be picking up points. Now we get to see that. Panarin is a very good offensive player. Columbus is a very young team. They got a good future in Artemi Panarin, who's 25 years of age. Saad is a year younger. Panarin is obviously, I feel like Panarin's going to do really well. You got Atkinson, you have the great offensive power in Columbus. They just needed one more step, and that was Artemi Panarin. Brandon Saad didn't put up that much offense for them. They need the offense. Now they get Panarin. Chicago, they got the offense. They have a lot of offense in Kane and Taves, Panarin, and they really feel like they really needed someone to be a power forward, especially without Marian Hossa not playing. And another big part of this is the cap. Now, Bowman, Bob McKenzie said that another reason why Bowman made this trade is basically in about 2 years, he's confident that Panarin's going to want more money. He's going to want more than $6 million. Which means that they can't afford him anymore. And to be honest with you, I just hope Brandon Saad is really good for us, man. I hope this doesn't ruin Kane at all. I hope this just makes Kane even a better player. But maybe sometimes change is needed. Like these 2 years, we haven't won a cup. And 2016 and 2017, Panarin's been there, but we haven't. We've been out in the first round. We lost in 7 games. We got swept. And, you know, maybe bringing a old face from 2013 and 15 championship and bringing him back could obviously change up the mood. And this is not the first trade. There's another Blackhawk trade. Now, this one is Nicholas Hjalmarsson. He is now traded to the Arizona Coyotes for Murphy, a young defenseman, Dillon, I can't pronounce his name. Now, this trade to me is bad. Like, I'm just telling you right now, Murphy's a good young player, but Nicholas Hjalmarsson is a great defensive player. He's been blocking shots this year. He's even not that slow. He's a good fast player, and he doesn't take up that much cap for the way he plays. I felt like Brent Seabrook was the guy that should have been dealt. He's taken way too much cap, worked way too many years. He's pretty slow now. He hasn't been playing that good. But Nicholas Hjalmarsson, on the other hand, has been playing very good. And I'm really disappointed in Bowman on this trade. Now, a lot of people agree with me. Bowman did not make a good move here. And that was Nicholas Hjalmarsson. Now, I'm going to miss Nicholas Hjalmarsson. Nicholas Hjalmarsson has been a great player for us. He's been a key part to our 2010, 2013, 2015 championship run, blocking shots. And he's been really good, man. And I felt like this year he played very good in the playoffs. He's really desperate. He's one of the guys that kind of mainly showed up against Nashville, blocking shots every night. And I'm just disappointed he's gone. And I hope him well in Arizona. But I felt like the value wasn't in our favor. I mean, Murphy's not going to replace him. Murphy is young, that's good, but he's not going to replace what Nicholas Hjalmarsson has done for this organization, and that's just a fact, you know. That's just a simple fact. You know, Hjalmarsson's done so much for the organization, so much for Chicago, that Murphy's obviously not going to be able to fill in those roles. And Dillon, I don't know how to pronounce him, but he could be a good player, but again, it's going to take a chance. And I know Chicago wants to get younger, they want to get speed in, but I'm pretty disappointed. I mean, I'm still kind of upset about the Panarin trade because I really like Panarin. He's obviously one of my favorite players, and I really like him. And I'm really worried about Patrick Kane if his progress is going to regress because of this trade. And if it is, Bowman's the guy to blame, because I get it that you want to win a cup and Panarin hasn't been doing. You want to change. You want to get another cup, but is it really Panarin's fault though? Because mainly this year's fault was the defense. Like, I'm going to say mainly it was the defense. I know Marian Hossa is going to go next year, and, you know, Panarin isn't obviously going to, you know, Saad's going to obviously fill in Hossa's role, but who's going to replace Panarin? That's questionable. Who's going to be the exact chemistry line mate to Patrick Kane? That's the question. Nobody. Panarin was a perfect line mate for Patrick Kane. Now, how are you supposed to replace that? I don't even know how Chicago's line's going to go now. Like, maybe it's going to go with Brandon Saad, Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, or something like that. Because, really, Patrick Kane is not going to do well with Anisimov. You're going to have him a good line mate. But I just hope we win the Cup in 2018. If Bowman knows what he's doing, and if Bowman exactly knows what he's going to do, then, yeah, Bowman's the genius here, because we don't know what's going on in that front office. If he knows exactly what's going on in that locker room that we don't know, maybe Kane and Toews wanted Saad back. We have no clue, but both of them are getting paid $6 million. Saad's going to get paid $6 million for the next 6 years. Panarin $6 million for the next 2 years. Chicago, no, they couldn't re-sign him, so they took the chance. And also, Chicago is also going to be trying to move up in this year's draft. We do have the 26th overall pick in the first round. I know Chicago's planning to move up. I hope we get to move up. I'm saying at least in the top 15. Like, I want to move up to the top 15 because I want to get a good player. There's a 15 great players. This draft isn't that deep as previous years, but really Chicago, they're trying to move up in the draft. They don't want to get the 26th overall pick. I don't know who they can make a trade with, but there was another trade. The Rangers got rid of Stefan. Like, there's been big trades today. Stefan's going to Arizona. Arizona's got Ranta now. Arizona's been making some moves, guys, but those are my thoughts on the Blackhawk trade. I'm still kind of nervous. We really can't really say who won this trade until we see what's going to happen, because you know, Panarin's a good offensive player, and you know, we're just gonna see how this goes in the long term. Guys, enjoy. Please leave a like, please subscribe. Guys, next video. Peace.